Welcome to the RootDogShow.net.com. Yeah, I own both of them because, well, I can. Welcome to the show. I'm Rudy Reyes. I'm your host, joined by Isaiah Alexander Castillo. You may not know him. Hopefully, by the end of this conversation, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And keep an eye out for him as he's headed into college play, leaving high school. Good afternoon, Isaiah. How are you?
Good, and you? How are you doing?
Hi, man. I'm doing good. Trying to stay cool in this hot California weather. How about you?
Yeah, same.
Same. Yeah, a little bit on the warm side. I would say stay hydrated for all those that are actually watching, including you, Isaiah.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Let's dive right into this because there's a lot of transitions that happen leaving high school, heading into college play. They're not the same thing. You're climbing up another level, another echelon, if you will, in of play
No.
at the college level. Tell me what you know about the college game level in regards to what their expectations would be of you, regardless of what college you attend.
To me, I think it's like you said, a big step forward. Everything's like such a higher level than high school is. Everybody's bigger, stronger, faster. Everything, all expectations are higher. Everybody's watching you. It's just such like a bigger stage compared to high school is, and it's just gonna take more out of you. So
Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot more eyes. You're right, and I think the eyes of scouts moving forward, especially as you head into your first, second, third, maybe your senior year in college, where now they're going to be scouting you for the next level, and of course that is the NFL National Football League. For those that don't know the acronym, and I hope anybody who's listening knows exactly who I'm referring to when I say NFL. Um, let's start off at the very beginning, and I usually ask this question because I think it has a lot of pertinence in regards to your mindset, where you're at, in regards to where you started, and how that looks forward into college play, regardless of who you play for. What made you interested in playing on the offensive line? Because I've watched a lot of film of yours, and you
mhm.
have a large, you're very well built. You have very wide, wings, your arms, your shoulders. Almost like speaks to defensive lineman, if you will. What made you want to play on the offensive line?
Something that made me mainly want to play, interested in playing the offensive line was when I was younger and I played Pee Wee football. That's all like first position I ever played. It just kind of stuck with me. So ever since I've just kept on playing it and I haven't looked to change. If I am willing to change if I need to, but not really looking to change. But I've always watched the O line during football games or everything. I always think how interesting it is, how they always battle and everything. I've always been inspired by tackles like Trent Williams and all that. So yeah, it's always been something in my heart.
Okay. So switching is probably not desirable, but you'll do it if you're asked to do it, basically.
Mm, yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to know because a lot of times college teams and above in the NFL look for guys who can play various roles, because if there's a guy who goes down on the defensive line and you just need a big body to stuff the run, then you're going to be that guy on that side of the ball. So to be a dual threat, if you will, type of player will serve you a lot better as time goes on. But of course you're just now leaving high school, so you're not even quite sure what that looks like yet, and or what's going to be asked of you when you get to that level. um,
Yeah.
when you look at off season, and of course in football, as you know, there really isn't an off season because off season ends with off season workouts, off season upgrades,
Yeah.
off season mentality, putting the bootstraps on and just getting out there and getting the work done. What have you been able to accomplish in your off season workouts to help propel you as you prepare for the regular season, albeit Texas A&M, or if it's Florida or Alabama or any other team in college football?
Some of my preparations leading up to that right now are like I've been mostly focusing on like my training, staying active, getting stronger, bettering myself, staying on like a good diet, making sure like eating good, staying strong, and overall just like lifting, getting stronger into my lifts up, preparing for the higher level and everything. So
Okay. So who have you been working with right now to help kind of get yourself in a better position physically as well as athletically to get to the next level?
Physically, I've been working with my personal trainer. He's been helping me with my lifts, football specific lifts to get me stronger and prepare me, get me ready for the football. I've also been with my trainer, Deshaun Burns. He's a USC alumni. He's been really helping me with my technique and my skills and helping me sharpening my skills for the football field and prepping me for the season yet to come. I've also been attending football camps throughout the different states.
That's interesting you should mention that, because that's where the real grind comes in, right? On top of the physical components of working out, getting yourself better, footwork, pancake blocks, your hands and feet, hand-eye coordination, some of that is given for some, and some are still trying to wrap their heads around what that looks like with
Yeah.
guys, as you said, are bigger, stronger, faster, more athletically gifted. You have to counteract their power moves, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's a swim move, maybe it's an arm bar look off the line. Um, what have you been, I guess, for lack of a better term, what have you been doing to prepare yourself for those larger guys that you're going to be facing on the defensive line?
I guess, like I said, just like my coach, Deshaun Burns, he's been teaching me how to defeat those blocks and how to read those blocks and detect them before they like get to me and how to like beat them and like before they can do them to me so I can defeat them and like get to the next level, you know?
Okay. Well, that's good. And I think a lot of the intangibles that you bring in, I've watched a lot of your film. You have great hand-eye coordination. You're able to really do you know how to back up. So when you have a defender and he's pushing you, you're basically just kind of guiding him into. And of course, as well as I do, and I've interviewed plenty of offensive linemen, in that you never give up on the play. You always want to be that guy to continue with the play and to prevent them from getting to who? Your quarterback, to disrupt the flow and the game flow, to gain that critical, first down and third and long, or second and short, or fourth and, well, forever. Uh, when it comes to those types of things, give me some of the intangibles that coaches have been approaching you, asking you about, in regards to why should they pick you over someone else for their offensive line as a starter?
Some intangibles I think that I am are like I think I'm pretty very coachable. Like I understand things, I learn things very quickly. I also like to watch my film. I like to study my opponents so I know what I'm going into before games so I can know how to handle them or like what kind of mistakes they make. I also have great attitudes in all situations, good or bad. I always like, yeah, I always have great attitudes.
So if an offensive line coach from, let's just say, Texas A&M, and says, you know what, I want to speak to your offensive line coach in high school, what would your offensive line coach say about you?
I think he would say that I'm very hardworking and I'm also very uplifting and like encouraging towards my teammates and like
Okay.
and push them to be the best they can be on the field and off the field.
So let's expand on that. So when you say off the field, can you kind of give the audience what that means? Because off field could be anything, really, whether it's being a student of the game in the off field, maybe during the off season, or for lack of a better term, off season workouts and schemes, things of that nature. What does that look like for you outside of being on the field, or I should say, with your current players?
Yeah, it's like you said, just staying like a student of the game, honestly, in the weight room, all of us like encouraging them to like push themselves in the weight room to get stronger and just overall to be a good person and like have a good attitude and just be uplifted and just great overall.
Well, it's good. It's good to have that type of mentality, and greatness comes from within. The greatness comes from your ability to understand what it is on the field you need to do, to understand what it's like to be in the classroom and getting it done there, which will in turn give you the ability to execute when you're on the field. So, being a student of the game, great players become great because of a variety of reasons. Either they just woke up and they were great, or they learned how to be great. And a lot of times, and I've spoken to a lot of players on both sides of the ball, quarterbacks included in that statement, where they spend a lot of time understanding formations and reads and checkdowns. If you're a quarterback, defensive linemen, getting that two-step drop. What
Yeah.
does a swim move look like to them? How can they get around an offensive, tackle or guard? In your case, how to prevent those guys from coming in. Maybe they're giving you an exotic look defensively that would kind of get you off your kilter. Maybe you're part of maybe an oversized line on the right side, right? So kind of like in kind of kind of in obtuse, right? You're being a little bit heavy on one side of the line because of a play that the offense is picking up. How adaptable are you to doing those types of things if a coach was to ask you to do it?
I'd say I'm very adaptable. Like I said earlier, I think I learn very easily and I can adjust very easily. Just like if something like pops up right there and we need to fix it, I like learn it right away and I help fix it and I help my teammate fix it if he needs to fix something as well. We all just try to stay coordinated and I try to stay coordinated as well. And yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. One more question. It just kind of it's burning in me. If a college school had reached out to you, and I know a few have, let's just say an unknown school reaches out to you, so well, we're thinking about checking you out, seeing your handiwork, if you will. Tell people where, and not only where you're going to be being a part of a larger audience, a viewing audience, but what other forthcoming events do you have ahead of you that will kind of give a glimpse of what you can bring to a college team across whether it's Division 1 or Division 2 football?
Yeah, I have a tournament. My high school's having a tournament at Temecula Prep High School on July 19th. It's a big tournament competition. There's going to be skill comps and lineman comps, and there's going to be lineman one-on-ones and everything. I think that'll be good to showcase my skills and also my team skills. And I also have a few more camps coming up at the end of the month in Idaho and in Montana. I'm attending at Idaho State University and Montana University. So I think those will also be good places to showcase my skills and show everybody what I can do.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Isaiah Castillo joins me here on the show, on the Rude Dog Show. Go to rudedogshow.com. Check out, 11 years worth of great dialogue, conversations, context, contextual conversations, other shows I've been on, other podcasts I've been on. And above all else, go check out Isaiah Castillo. If
Yeah.
Division 1 colleges are reaching out to him and they're liking what they see, maybe your college can use a guy just like Isaiah on your line to be that difference maker, not only on the gridiron, but off the gridiron as well. So hopefully you'll get some more eyes, I say, in regards to those
Yep.
eyes on you that will be meaningful to have those conversations, also very meaningful. And then for lack of a better term, who's reached out to you already that has shown some type of interest at the college level?
So far, I've had a college coach from Texas A&M reach out to me. He has told me that he's going to send a few scouts to a couple of my home games and to that tournament on July 19th that I'm having. And I've also had a few interest. I also had an interest from a Division 2 school. I think it was West Florida. They'll also be sending a couple scouts to my home games as well to watch me.
Well, there you go. Again, more eyes, the better for Isaiah Castillo. And look, Isaiah, I wish you the best.
Thank you.
I'm rooting for you. I know someone will make the right decision to have that conversation with you, get to
Yep.
that collegiate level, and excel beyond your own imagination. And of course, you want to play in the NFL.
Yep.
What team would you like to play for in the NFL?
The team I love to play for. I love this team growing up. I love the San Francisco 49ers. That's my team right there. I'd love to play for that team. But I'm open to
Okay.
any team that gives me an opportunity to join their line and help them win games.
Well, that's really what it's about at the end of the day is winning games because we
Yep,
know that winning cures all wounds and
yep,
losing does not. Losing opens up those wounds. So see a lot more winning in your future, Isaiah.
yeah.
Again, wishing the best of luck to you. and make sure you tell your friends and family where you're going to be, as you know, and hopefully people that are watching this, scouts that are watching this, colleges that are watching this, offensive line coaches,
Yep.
head coaches. There are some coaches in the National Football League as well as in college rankings in Division 1 and 2 will scout, and they'll go on. And I've caught a couple head coaches. I can't name the names, but I've ran into a couple that have scouted for their respective college because that's just what they do. So if you're a head coach, want to be incognito and nobody knows you from Adam, and you want to go check out Isaiah Castillo, I suggest that you take that trip because it's going to be worth it. There's no doubt about it. Isaiah, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Stay cool.
Thank you
Stay
for
good.
having me.
Hey, absolutely. It's my pleasure. And this will be posted on the RudeDogShow.com and .net. You'll find this on YouTube, and I'll be blasting it all over social media, as anybody knows, because that's where it's all at when it's at the end of the day. So thanks again, Isaiah. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And until next time, stay true to yourself, stay true to what you do, and be good. And we'll talk soon.
Yep.